Look at the amount of arrows coming out of here. Break on the main line has happened. Does look like we've actually created a little bit of a dam here. Hello there, you, and welcome to 60,000 Spartans, currently facing down a Roman defensive formation here. We've got round about 50,000 Romans here who've decided to set up on the side of this wonderful little hill. As you can see, they've got a couple of infantry groups at the front and on the side of the hill, helping to protect the archers and catapults, which are all laid upon here. And they're going to be taking on a rather large horde here of Spartans. The Spartans are the superior warriors in this fight, so the Romans really are going to have to rely on their technology and their catapults. Oh my! Yes, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The initial charge. Now, I know what you're thinking. The Romans here look woefully outnumbered, and you're quite right. Well, that's because the Romans have taken a little bit of a risky maneuver. They've essentially split their forces in half. So what the Spartans have got here is a gigantic wave, which is going to engage first. They've got reinforcements, which they're going to push heavily down the left-hand flank, and then they've got more reinforcements here coming over the bridge. Now, what the Romans have decided to do is to put a half of their force on the other side of the valley. Over here, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we've got. We've got a bunch of Romans, and it is their job today to charge forth and cut off these reinforcements trying to come across the bridge over here. Once they get in range, these Spartans here should start going over that way and engage them. This will give the Romans a distinct advantage on this side, allowing them, hopefully, to get the upper hand in the flank. However, the Spartans had a similar idea and amassed most of their force on one side of the battlefield, ladies and gentlemen. So as you can see over here, the Spartans have got a really large force pushing right into the left-hand side of this Roman flank. So much so, in fact, that they are starting to get a little bit of purchase here. Now, the Romans have called in reinforcements from the camp behind them, which you can see here, slowly making their way over the hill. They've got to come through the archers and hopefully fill in some of this line, because we're taking devastating losses so far. The Spartans are just approaching at 4,000 kills, the Romans here at 3,500. Which is not good for the Romans, considering there's a much smaller force here. In this one area here, there's probably about, I don't know, 20,000, I think, of them, and the rest of them are all in the flanking maneuver. So this line here desperately needs to hold out, and hopefully what can happen is that the Romans from over here, as you can see, look, they're starting to cut off the reinforcements now for the Spartans. The Romans over here really want to put the Spartans in a pincer movement between the two lines. But will they hold out? Oh my, ladies and gentlemen, look at this. They've forced the Spartans now, realizing that they're about to be flanked. They've decided to take a risky maneuver and start heading through the water. Now, if I'm right in thinking, this is going to be pretty deadly for them. As you can see already, people are falling over and drowning under the currents, getting trampled by their fellow men as a combat line is starting to form over here on the flank. Now, the Romans do have about 5,000 archers over here and about 15,000 troops, so there's a good chunk of men over here, a good 30,000 over this side and about 20,000 over here. At the moment, though, I do think, yes, we have good. The Roman reinforcements from the main camp have managed to plug the gap on the left-hand side. So far, it is just a brutal line of defense here that the Romans have put up. Good old shield wall. You can see catapults and arrows flying into the Spartan horde here. Oh my god. Plenty of Spartans joining the Pinky Space Program is what I was trying to say. Perhaps we should call it Spinky for short. Yes, that's what we'll do. The Pinky Space Program shall be known as Spinky. But look at this, ladies and gentlemen. The Roman tactic here is working. The lack of reinforcements stemming from this side has started to take effect over here. The Romans are pushing this flank pretty dang effectively. More troops pouring down from the hill, trying to fill in gaps in this rear line. But the Spartans, ladies and gentlemen, their troops are damn strong when it comes to combat here. And they are chewing it through the Romans, especially in this section over here. I'm thinking we might actually get a break in the combat line here pretty damn quickly, unless a load of reinforcements like this come in. Because look at this area here, there's hardly any Romans here now. There we go, the gap getting filled very, very quickly. There's still a few Romans left on the hillside, perhaps protecting the archers. But crucially, on this side, yeah, their entire flank was stopped, luckily, because they were going straight for the archers, look. So, the reinforcements from the main camp arriving just in time. But our front line here is starting to get thinner and thinner. I don't know if they're going to be able to hold out. What really needs to happen is this flanking maneuver here really needs to start pulling ahead, and the units from over this side really need to be able to clear out the Spartans, because, oh my god, look at them. Most of the Spartans now are heading across this water. I think this is going to be a damn costly decision for them. Let's go have a look underneath here. Oh god, no, we can't really see anything. There's too many Spartans. Perhaps enough have died now that they can stand on the bodies to get across safely. But yeah, they are definitely pouring into this breach over here. More and more Romans trying to fill in the back line. The archers here letting off shot after shot. God, look at the amount of arrows coming out here. Absolute insanity. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it happened. Unfortunately, I just missed it. The break on the main line has happened. Spartans are surging forward right into the Roman archers here, desperately trying to hold them back, but them shields of the Spartans holding them up high, deflecting the arrows right back into the faces of the people who fired them. Oh, this is a brutal slaughter that's taking place on this hill now. The Romans desperately needed this support over here to be able to hold out. Now, it is going to take the Spartans quite a while to get over to this side, so hopefully we can actually get some form of defensive line. Perhaps some of the Romans over this side realise that the line is broke and then perhaps head back over this way. But at the moment, Spartans having a field day, slicing and stabbing their way through our poor Romans over here. Absolutely no chance whatsoever. The only little bit of advantage they got is the bit of terrain like this. Like, the Spartans just can't amass over it completely. That's the only advantage that they've got. And it does look like the Spartans are trying to get a wrap around here on the main line. Though they've got to be careful because they might awaken the Roman beehive here. Let's go over here, how we're doing. Oh my god, look at this. We can actually see, okay, if we zoom out a bit better, we can see, look at all the poor Spartans who died trying to cross this place. And it does look like we've actually created a little bit of a dam here. Am I right in thinking that the water level has dropped significantly in this area? But look at this, the Roman line here, the flanking maneuver did its job. It's distracted all the reinforcements from coming over here. Just imagine how many Spartans would be over here now if it wasn't for that. But at the end of the day, Spartans are just slaughtering poor old archers now. Oh my, these archers trying to fire out as many arrows as they can. But it's time to throw caution to the wind, guys. You need to just absolutely let loose. Each one of you needs to become Legolas. That's pretty much what needs to happen here at this point. The Romans here at 24,000 kills, the Spartans at 27. It is a damn close fight, ladies and gentlemen. The superior technology here of the Romans is keeping them in the fight. As I said, the Spartan warriors are actually much better fighters than the Romans here. I think each Spartan can probably kill maybe 3 Romans, something like that. I think with the arrows and the boulders, though, even that out. Oh my god, look at this. It's probably down to about 1.5 Romans now per Spartan, let's face it. But look, more people fly through the air. Oh, I absolutely love it. The Spinky space program is well underway. And yes, I did say Spinky on purpose that time. But oh, actually, we're starting to get some form of rudimentary shield wall here. The Romans, realizing that their archers are being absolutely cut down, have sent a few troops over here. Maybe it will be enough to distract the Spartans. If these chaps can back up enough, the Spartans will be distracted by the Romans here. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like this is happening anytime soon. My god, look at how many Spartans are left here. 27,000 Spartans are left alive. There's 18,000 Romans, and a good chunk of them is unfortunately in archer form now. There is at least 5,000 archers over here. So if we take 5,000 off there, probably another 1,000 archers here, we are very much looking at about 10,000 melee troops left against 26,000. It is not looking good for our Romans so far, but who knows? This defensive line here that they've actually managed to put up is, oh my god, the flanking maneuver that they were doing is now being outflanked by the Spartans. But they have got a big old chunk of troops here ready to take up a mantle. Look at this though. The archers have actually backed off the hill and they're backing up towards the shield wall. This could be really, really good here for the Roman army. Let's go have a look over here, how we're doing. Because if these Romans over here manage to get through the Spartans, which it's looking like they will, it's looking like these chaps over here will actually manage to kill all the Spartans over here, thanks in part to the god knows how many arrows, about 5,000, like I said, there should be up here. 5,000 arrows just constantly firing. Look at that. I don't care the fact that the Spartans have got deflection. Every now and then one of them arrows is going to get through, and you can see, look at these troops on the black line just completely bloodied up. So by the time they get to the front, they're probably already at half health, which is very good news for our Romans. But over here, it's not such good news. The massive encirclement here of the Spartan army is continuing, slicing the way through our... Oh god, slicing the way through the poor old Romans here. Look at this. An absolute massacre has ensued. I'm not thinking that the archers are getting very much value for the kills here at the moment. Archers really, really good at getting kills when they're not in combat. Oh god, look at them. So yeah, the poor Romans over here have managed to form a decent defensive line, it must be said. They have been holding out for quite a while, and their flanking maneuver did sort of work. However, the superior fighting style of the warrior nation of Sparta here is just proving to be too much for this defensive formation. Will there be enough left though? There is, like I said, 5,000 archers is enough. There is enough here to kill a heck of a lot of them. And it does look like, yes, I'm right, they are starting to break through this Spartan line over here, ladies and gentlemen. It is collapsing bit by bit, and my god, look at the bodies. Absolutely fantastic. So far then, 33,000 kills to the Romans, 39,000 to the Spartans. It is neck and neck, and I'm assuming there's a hell of a lot of necks on the battlefield at the moment. Oh no, last Roman stand here, ladies and gentlemen. Last of the Roman legion who are holding the cliff. Let's have a look at our body pile over here. Look at this magnificentness. Oh my, that was a brutal fight that happened over here. And then you can just see the absolute archer slaughter that took place. Hardly any Spartans dead up here. And I do think then that is that for that over here. So we're going to have a clash now in the middle over here. Yeah, I think all of the oh no, there's a couple of Spartans left here. Last standers, there we go. Oh no, still some. Oh god, how many is there? Yeah, there's still one there. Come on, get him, guys. You're about to get attacked by the other Spartans. This could be actually really good though for the Romans, because this is a nice little tight area. The more the line spreads out, the more of an advantage that the Spartans will have. So let's see what's going to happen here. The Spartan Legion making its way over to the flank, suddenly realizing, oh my god, these Romans all behind us. The arrows here starting to pepper the good old Spartan line. Look at them charging with their shields up, hoping not to catch an arrow into their face rather than the shield. And that front line is starting to develop quite nicely now. What will happen here? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be a tough call here. The archers could be a really good equalizer here. Oh my god, look at them go. There are so many Spartans though. Okay, well, what I think we're going to do is quickly hit a time lapse, because I think this is just going to be a good old stand down fight, and we're going to see what actually happens here, see if any side makes any gains. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in a moment. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we can see on the north and south the Roman line is starting to collapse bit by bit. But my god, look at the amount of arrows here. Let's just stick it into slow motion just for a second so we can see. These chaps at the front here are just getting absolutely peppered at the moment. Look at them. There's so many arrows hitting them. Now, I've only just realised as well, the shield only covers the top half of the body. Most of these guys would take arrows to the knee, and there's no pun intended in there. It's just factual. Oh my god. They are getting absolutely blasted. Look at how many arrows are in the sky. Oh, that is absolutely brilliant. Let's take off our slow-mo then. But yeah, it kind of does look like the Spartans here, with their lack of technology and just absolute outright training for brutal soldiers, has been superior. The Roman formations have collapsed. The Roman technology was not strong enough. Arrows, catapults, it matters not to the Spartans, ladies and gentlemen. I think we should go ahead now and declare Operation Mop-Up. There's only about 700 infantrymen left. There's still a good chunk of 5,000 archers here, but something tells me they're not going to be able to hold out here against this many Spartans. Yeah, look at them. As soon as these Romans die in the middle, all the archers are pretty much dead. Though, they're making a very good count for themselves, trying to fire hundreds and hundreds of arrows into the flanks here of the advancing Spartans. You can see every now and then, one of them is succumbing to the absolute barrage that has befouling them. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, our last 500 archers here. The Spartan horde then definitely claiming victory here. Oh my, ladies and gentlemen, what an absolutely epic fight. Yeah, Operation Mop Up well and truly well underway here. Everything's died, everyone's died, the entire Roman horde is dead. Oh god, these last few here on the cliff faces, all that remains. 100 left, ladies and gentlemen, so I do think we are gonna call this one here. I do hope you had a blast. I know I did. Please do comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. A massive shout out to all our channel members who helped keep this channel going. And if you want some extra content, why not check out www.chaoticpinky.com. We've also got brand new merch in the store, so go ahead and go check that out. With all that being said, until next time, peace.